Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome back to another edition of Track Walk in MX Simulator, where today we're going to be playing a pretty wild concept of a track here today by Supercross Pig on the forums. This is USS Supercross, which is a supercross track on top of a retired naval ship, as he puts it, or an aircraft carrier, I should say, not a naval ship. I got to be very specific about that, but it is sitting in the San Diego Bay, which is pretty cool for me because I am from San Diego, so I feel like this is a cool concept to me. And Supercross Pig, of course, is Christopher McPherson Jr. So there's some flyover shots of the track. Let's go ahead and ride the track now and kind of talk a little bit about it because this is a very interesting concept. I was streaming a bunch on Twitch, maybe, I don't know, like, gosh, I don't even know how long ago that was now. That was maybe a couple months ago when I was streaming pretty consistently. And McPherson used to stop by on the Twitch channel pretty regularly, and he would like talk about this track and talk about building it as I'm going to make it look terrible right off the get-go and go flying over the bars. But he was talking about building this track and even asked my opinion of some like ideas or some concepts that he should try to make this track a little bit more unique or a little bit more interesting. So I felt like I even had like a slight helping hand in this track being built, which is pretty unique. But McPherson has been on like a track building grind of late, man. He has built so many tracks, and this is definitely a cool concept of one that I don't think I've ever seen tried before. Like, I've seen supercross tracks on just about anything, like a building and the Las Vegas Strip and all that stuff in this game, and gosh, just everywhere. But the fact that he decided, you know what, like an aircraft carrier could hold a supercross track, that'd be kind of fun to build it on one of those. And then found either a model of an aircraft carrier or made a model of an aircraft carrier and then built this track. Like, awesome creativity, and really well put together track that I'm so far showing off absolutely horrendously. But I like the concept for sure. I love that it's in San Diego. I mean, that just makes me feel nice and fresh and warm and fuzzy on the inside. But I'd be curious to know like why he decided to do this. If you actually look where I'm looking right now across the bay, that is obviously downtown San Diego, but you can even see a huge aircraft carrier sitting in the dock of the bay right there. That is the USS Midway, which was a ship that battled in, I believe, World War II, and has since been retired, and now it's a museum that you can go visit in San Diego if you're ever there. And then you can also see that he's got some like other jets and stuff like off the side of the ship as well that are just kind of like doing flybys and stuff like that. This bay and where he has it, or where he has the ship, I should say, sitting in the bay is like quite literally right in the middle of San Diego Bay. It would not be a retired ship that is just cruising in the bay while you're riding this, but you can see Coronado just in front of me there, and the Coronado Bay Bridge behind me is that big blue bridge in the background, and just a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, we're basically sitting right in the bay. If he, I guess, maybe wanted to be slightly more realistic, and this is me just being nitpicky, he would have docked it more to the left side of my screen here, which is actually the naval station in San Diego, right down there on Coronado. I think it's called the Coronado Bay Naval Station or something like that. But there's a lot of ships that are always docked right there, and they're usually getting worked on. They're not like retired ships just sitting there. But I would say that that's the one thing that he could have maybe done. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to say like, oh yeah, this is the last little like hurrah for this ship, is to have a supercross race on it while it's floating along in the middle of the San Diego Bay, which is such a unique concept. Like, I could almost see, well, I don't know, that would cost so much money and then you have to get the government involved, but I could almost see this being something that like a Red Bull could pull off, is like saying, hey, I see that the naval fleet has a bunch of retired aircraft carriers. Could we rent one and build a supercross track on it, like and have Jet Lawrence ride it or something like that? It seems something that would be right up Red Bull's alley to do something weird or quirky like that. So maybe McPherson beat them to the punch, and this is going to be something that we see in a couple years. Like, I almost feel like I remember that being a thing where straight rhythm didn't exist, but people built straight rhythms in like 2009 and 10 in video games, and then suddenly Red Bull was like, hey, we're going to have a race on a straight rhythm. And people were like, oh, yeah, we could do that. So maybe this is going to be one of those moments, too, where it's like, hey, remember that time that someone built a track on a retired aircraft carrier and a ship? Yeah, we're going to do that in real life, too. Certainly would be pretty interesting. But anyway, back to this track and back to the build and all that stuff like that. The one thing that I will say about McPherson's tracks that I don't particularly love, I'm okay with it, but I don't love it, is he makes his lighting files to be very harsh on the shadows. So at least like where all the jumps and the faces are and stuff like that. But this is completely, I would say, like anti to the jump. Like there's no degree or directional angling of the shadows whatsoever. Like it's pretty much straight onto those jumps, which makes it a little bit tough to see, like these ones, for example. But it also makes everything like really bright and contrasty and stuff like that. And I do have some reshade on, which is probably not helping, but it feels a little bit overdone to me. Like I feel like there could be a little bit more softness with where the lighting is coming from and how harsh it is on the jumps and stuff like that, because I feel like this is really bright and really dark with these jump faces. And I don't know, it's not terrible, and it's not something that I'm just like gonna hate about this track forever or anything like that, but it's just one of those things that it's like aesthetically it looks a little bit odd, I think. So anyway, that's one thing I can nitpick from it. The rest of the track is awesome though. It's super fun. It's really pretty easy to get the hang of. Like there's a couple different options for, I would say, the lesser skilled players to be able to hit and be able to hit consistently and not feel like you're losing a bunch of time, which is pretty nice. But then obviously the bigger lines, like popping this triple onto the table, then stepping down, then triple after that, like obviously that's probably the main line to hit right there. I like what he's done with this little split option right here, like where you can go inside and miss that outside roller, do this little double. Sets you, I think it sets you up better for this little inside double right here. Like that's just a good little kind of techie flow section right there. You can even go over this table and then jump way out into these rollers. It's just it's a well thought out and well built track. I don't know if he ended up hosting a race on it or not. Like I said, this track is about a month or so old now. I think it was right at the beginning of December that he probably put this track out, but I'm not sure if he actually ran a race on it or not. He does have like a Joker lane right here, which I don't know, again, if that was meant to be like used in the race or what have you, but pretty interesting little like side area of this right here, and then it comes back alongside of the jump. And I don't know if that, it did count my lap. I did a 109.5, so I followed it up with my 109.4. I almost did like a 105 then, because I totally screwed up that little ending bit right there. But yeah, again, not sure if he hosted a race on it or not, but he does have a little bit of a Joker lane right there. I gotta try some different options so I can show you guys the different lines that are available here. Like out of this corner, for example, you can double in instead and then pop this quad right there, and then maybe do a little triple after that and double out onto the start straight. It's not as fast because you're getting popped way up in the air, but at least it's a different option. I don't know that there's really anything to do in this first rhythm section other than triple in, because everything else is going to be super slow based on the line that you hit coming through here. But I'll, just for fun, check up and double in, and then I guess you would triple quad, but that just feels like way too slow. Like I didn't get it good anyway, but it just feels, in my opinion, way too slow. The one thing I wasn't quite sure about on this track is if you land that jump clean enough, if you can, you kind of can. I'm sure if I got it right, you could use that little low line jump right there, and then out of this corner you can double in, which leads to a triple on off. Pretty simple and easy to get that one right there, and then jump over this big, I don't know, kind of center area. There's a mast area is what it would be called. So yeah, just some different options, different variables to be used on the track, and overall a pretty nicely put together little track right here. I think there's only rhythm line I haven't done something different, so you go over there, triple 5 maybe? I don't know. My line right there, on off quad triple, is to me the most, it makes the most sense type of line on the track. But maybe if you come out of these whoops good enough and use the berm efficiently enough, you can pop over that triple and then think about fiving. Oh, short and down. Bummer. All right, let me, I wanted to take a little spin around this aircraft carrier and see what else is around here. I saw a couple jets up on the flight deck, so I kind of wanted to go over them. And I'm not going to pretend to know anything about jets at all, but, you know, there is a something. Look, it's even modeled some little dude just sitting in there watching the race. That's kind of funny. I think there's another one down here all the way at the end, or is this just the end of the boat? Got the grandstand set up. It's got the number 89 down here, or 68, depending on which way you read it. And we'll go back this way, and you can see those like jets that are flying off to the right side. Those look like those stealth jets. Could be wrong, but pretty interesting that he added those off to the side. And then we'll come all the way down here and see what else he's got at this far end of the shipping. Oh, I didn't even realize he has this over here. Look at that. This is what you do when you explore. He's got a little freestyle area at this end of the runway. Oh, and I just went off. I don't know if there's going to be a way to get up from here. I might have to do a hot restart real quick. Apparently the floor doesn't exist right there, or maybe I was just too close to the edge or something like that, but you can see we're at the edge of the map right here. I don't know that there's going to be a way back up. It looks like he's made it pretty steadfast. So I'm just going to pop a quick restart, so hold on for just a second. All right, and we're back. Sorry for that. Let me see if I can still get over to this other aircraft right here. It looks like the same aircraft, so nothing really wildly special. But he does have a little freestyle area right here, so might as well hit these ramps. Looks like he's got a regular like freestyle kicker, and then what I assume to be a double backflip kicker jump. Let's see. Yeah, just a little nice whipper tail off of that one, going long. It's okay. All right, let's see if we can pop a double flip off of this jump. Nope, it's gonna be a single. I'm gonna have to back out of the challenge and go down. No! All right, try one more time for the double, and then call it a video. And this will be track walk in MX Simulator on a Navy ship or an aircraft carrier, as I keep calling it a Navy ship. There it is. There's the double flip. Get it around. Boom! Easy double flip to end the video. Love to see it. Maybe we'll just pop a quick little 360 as well. That's going to go a little bit deep. We landed it, though. We'll call it good. All right, this is USS Supercross and MX Simulator by supercrosspig, a.k.a. Christopher McPherson Jr. If you guys want to try out this track for yourself, download it in the description below. Other than that, thanks for tuning in to another video here on Star Systems, and we'll see you in the next one. So long for now.